In this video, I'll be offering an overview of the different elements of a course map. The first element is the week that you're mapping out, and there should be a row for each week on your course map. Then you will note the topic of that week. What is the general area of course material that students will be exploring? This is also a good place to note if there is an essential question in the course that students will be trying to answer that particular week. Next on the course map is where you would list your learning objectives. As we discussed in an earlier module, these are what students should be able to do to demonstrate their learning upon successful completion of a course, and they're often phrased with specific verbs that can be measured and observed. As we review the next several columns, note that they will have opportunities for you to note where in the course, that is, in person versus online, an activity or component is occurring. You will want to pay attention to see if any columns tend too much toward one over the other. For example, maybe all of your social presence activities are taking place in person and none of them are online. Try for a balance between the two modalities so that you can assure that your blended course is integrated and aligned with lots of diversity in the forms of engagement for your students. The next column is where you would note any opportunities for direct instruction. As we talked about earlier in the module on creating learning activities, direct instruction would include activities in your course that are more instructor-led. Lecture videos, demonstrations, or activities in which students are following the instructor's lead are all examples of direct instruction. After that, the next column is where you would note any opportunities for guided inquiry. We also explored this concept in the module on creating learning activities. Guided inquiry would include activities where students are taking the lead on their learning. Small group activities, student-led research projects, and activities like digital scavenger hunts would all be examples of guided inquiry. Your next column is focused on social presence. We're going to explore this concept in more depth in an upcoming module, but social presence includes moments when you will intentionally connect with your students or when they will connect with each other. A discussion board focused on students introducing themselves to each other at the beginning of a course is a good example of an activity focused on social presence. Online office hours might be another example. The next column on your course map is where you note assessments or evaluation opportunities in your course. These would include any chances that students have to provide evidence to demonstrate that they have met one or more learning objectives. The last column on your course map is where you will note any reflection or metacognitive activities. These are opportunities when you ask students to focus on their own learning or progress in the course to see what they're learning about the effectiveness of their strategies. Journals, discussion board prompts, or assignment wrappers, those are when you ask students to complete reflective questions as part of an assignment that they turn in, are all good examples of reflection or metacognitive activities. As you're filling in your course map, you don't need to fill in every box in every row. Instead, you want to look for a mix across the matrix to ensure a range of techniques and learning opportunities for your students throughout the entirety of the course.